my shit. I got all dick, and she turned around and hit. And I done learned a lot of shit. I had to burn up her brain. I had to search out her face. I had to search out her. I had to search out her. I'm like, how we do your motherfucking speaker. I came through to get cheated. I don't rock the either.
What's up, guys? This your boy, Mr. I-240. I'm back with another episode today. Yo, most importantly, before I get to y'all, hey, I want to thank the Lord, y'all, whatever y'all call him, for another day. You know what I'm saying? It's a beautiful day outside in my city. Even though it's a little chilly outside, I want to thank the man above for giving me another day. Y'all know how we do. If it wasn't for him, it won't be no me, it won't be no y'all, it won't be no page. Guess what, y'all? We done reached 500 subscribers. And not only that, guys, we had 562. So we almost at 600. So y'all know the 600 subscriber episode will be my main man, the Iceman himself, Dean Malenko. But I have not forgot about this crazy dude. That was crazy, but Chris Benoit 500 episode. But I might give y'all a bonus with the evil genius himself. This man, and no other than Vince McMahon. But I want to thank y'all for the love the page been getting, and I hope y'all been enjoying the latest content. You know, especially with the SmackDown stuff I gave y'all. You know, they player hated me with The Rock, but it's all good. I still got the clips from like when they came to Memphis. Well, now 2 weeks ago. Really beautiful show. Enjoy life and stuff like that. Cause we gotta enjoy life. Cause y'all know April 8th it's supposed to be going down allegedly with the solar eclipse. So we gotta try to enjoy this word as much as we can, because I believe in things gonna change, especially with prophecy. So that's why I want to give y'all a lighter note episode before I get back to business with the hardcore stuff. So with that being said, I'm grateful for y'all, I'm thankful for y'all, and like I said, if it wasn't for him, it won't be no me, it won't be no y'all. So with that being said, today's episode is of course about WrestleMania. And it's WrestleMania season, y'all. So I decided, and I wrote this last year, but I was gonna wait till later time to release it. But I was like, why wait till later time to talk about WrestleMania? Then the WrestleMania events that I'm a fan of and the storylines that were built behind it. And these were some of the best main events in history. Where you got your Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12, Hogan versus Savage at WrestleMania 5, Austin Rock, WrestleMania 17, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna at 9 and 10. And of course, last year's WrestleMania main event, not only this main event from last year, but it's the main event again. And they're going to be main event again at night 1 in the tag team match against Seth Rollins, with Seth Rollins and The Rock. And of course, I'm talking about Cody Smith Reigns and my main man, Roman Joe Reigns, the Tribal Chief. But with that being said, y'all know what time it is. Let's get it cracking up in here. The first match I want to talk about, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. This match put wrestling on the map in 1987. It made Hulkster a bigger star than he already was, larger than life figure. And plus, he had a dominant. He was dominating the competition in the mid '80s. He was like he was a fan favorite, and he's an American hero. But about this time around 1987, he had been champion for 3 years, where he defeated some of the best wrestlers in the world: Iron Sheik, Paul Orndorff, Roddy Piper, King Kong Bundy, and many others. Then of course, you got the challenger, larger than life, 7'9", 7'10", I don't know. My main man drunk whiskey every day to ease through the pain. It ain't about that. But we talking about Andre the Giant, the dominant big man who been undefeated for 15 years straight. He defeated the King Kong Bundys, the Harley Race, Iron Sheik, Kamala, Big John Studd, and many more. But except one problem. In 15 years, he never had a shot at the WWF Championship. Until Hulk Hogan was having a posted. Well, this was started. Hulk, after a live show, a TV taping, live show, not actually on TV, but it was a live show. Hulk Hogan was having a post celebration, January 19, 1987, where Andre came to the ring. He came to the ring. I guess he got the belt for the timekeeper. He brought the belt in the ring. Hogan didn't realize he ordered a hot dog and celebrate. And then he turned around. He realized Andre had his championship. And then, he looked at Andre for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But he gave the belt back to Hogan. You know what I'm saying? Because Hogan, like I said, he was turning around asking for the belt. Andre held it for a minute. But Andre gave the back to him and left the ring. Then next, on Piper's Pit, I guess both of them had a big trophy celebration where Hogan had a celebration and then Andre had a celebration. They came out together and it kind of had a debate kind of going crazy because, damn, Hogan trophy was bigger than Andre. And Andre had a big accomplishment. Both of them had major accomplishments. Andre was the WWE for 15 years. He got a trophy for that. And Hogan was WWE champ for 3 years. He had a big year. But on the episode when the confrontation went down, Andre the Giant appeared alongside with the Ops, who've been throwing the Hogan side for years, Bobby Heenan. The Giant was sick and tired of Andre the Giant was getting sick and tired of Hulk Hogan and being in his shadow. And he was getting tired of the Hulkamaniacs. He felt like Hulk Hogan used him. The Giant felt like Hogan never offered him a title match. Hogan was shocked and disbelief, asking Andre, "What you doing, man? What's this? You could holler at me, man." But Andre wasn't trying to hear that. He was trying to hug him, touch him. Andre grabbed him by the neck. "Don't touch me." Ripped his shirt off. Hogan looking sick, going crazy. Looked shocked. And Andre told him, said, "Look at me when I talk to you." He said, "I want a championship match. I want a WWE title match at WrestleMania 3. And then, like I just said, he ripped Hogan's shirt. And you can tell that he meant business. Andre was standing on all 10, and he wanted that shine and that work. So, it was official. At the biggest match in wrestling history at the time was made. Once the contracts were signed, all the talking was over. It was the hottest thing in the press in the mid 80s, late 80s. You know what I'm saying? Segments leading up to it. They had the press conference, Hogan promo with Piper. Then the match happened. Both guys came out in the middle of the ring face to face. You know what I'm saying? The bell rang. A couple of minutes into the match, the Giant was dominating, giving Hogan that work. Then after a while, he was dominating the whole time. Then after that, they took the match outside the ring. You know what I'm saying? As time go along, for a couple of seconds go by, the Giant tried to go for the headbutt on the ring post and missed. And that's when Hulk Hogan got his opening. Then Hogan, I guess he was trying to do a backdrop / power drive on the floor. But the Giant, Andre the Giant, had accounted it. And he backdropped Hogan on the floor. Then after that, Hogan picked up the Giant for the leg drop. 1, 2, 3. Hogan just made history. He beat Andre the Giant. The 15-year winning streak match was over in front of 93,000 in Detroit. And I ain't talking about 8 Mile. Shout out to Eminem, Mom Spaghetti. But at that time, Andre was slick hurt. I didn't even know. You watched the Treasure Show, he had a back brace. So, they continued the Hogan legacy on the map. And Andre was around the company for a while, but he wasn't Andre. You know what I'm saying? He had a decent little run after 88, 9, 88, 90, 91. But it was kind of like at that point, his body was shutting down on, and y'all of course know he went on and passed away. But there was a historic main event. Then of course, my next iconic match. I call this the Battle of the Next Generation. Because that's where it was heading to. When this match came together, in the mid-90s, late 90s, we was moving on from the Hulk Hogan, the big man. We was moving on from that. And by the time the mid-90s and 90s came, wrestling became athletic, high-flying, impact action. It wasn't none of that stiff action they used to do with Brutal Brosy and Abdul the Butcher. And hell, even Gorilla Monsoon, it wasn't none of that no more. It was a new era, flashy, cocky. Like I said, we was on that Tupac Thug Love era. Smoking Kush. It was still kiddie land, but let's be real. Times was changing. Especially by 96. So, the match that I'm talking about, HBK versus Bret Hart at WrestleMania 12 in an Iron Man match. Yeah, think about it. Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels both broke into WWE in the mid to late 80s. Where it was the Hogans, the Savage, the Giants, the Warriors, and many more, I can say, in this era. But it was time for a fresh start. But let's see how this all came together. Bret Hart, like I said, came into the WWE in the mid-80s alongside with his brother-in-law, Jim Neidhart, as they became the Hart Foundation. And of course, they had the great dominant manager in Jimmy Hart, where they defeated the British Bulldogs, the Rockers, I can't pronounce it, y'all know, I'll put it in y'all, I can't pronounce the name, the Brain Busters, and even won championships together. But Bret wanted more. Bret went solo in 1991 and became the Intercontinental Champion, where he defeated Mr. Perfect in Madison Square Garden in front of a big crowd. You know what I'm saying? But the year 1992, Bret got his big moment in front of the world, where he defeated Ric Flair to become WWE Champion. So by the early 90s, Bret Hart was already a grand champion at the time. This one was just 3 belts. Bret Hart was a grand champion by the 90s already. He done everything. The only thing Bret hasn't done is won the Royal Rumble and main event at WrestleMania. Well, no, he did main event WrestleMania, but we'll get to that. He done it all. He done it all before Shawn. Think about that. My boy So Cold, and man, won the tag belts in the 80s. Multiple times, probably like 80s, late or early 90s. Became Intercontinental Champion in 91. And goddamn, he can't do the. He was a grand champion within 6 years. 4, 5, 6 years. That's some impressive shit. Okay. Then of course you have my main man, the drug pill popping, the alcoholic, the asshole, dressing like YMCA. I don't know. My main man, Shawn Michaels. He was the part of the Rockers in the mid-80s. You know what I'm saying? Which was a hell of a tag team. They had matches with the Twin Towers, the Hart Foundation, Brain Busters, Power and Glory, Oriental Express, the dudes I can't name that Bret Hart them face. But then the Rockers broke up by 1992 on the Brutus Beefcake barbershop segment. And yeah, I remember at that time, I think Shawn and Marty was really having beef, and I think Shawn was want to do his own thing. But I remember on the Marty Jannetty episode, him and Marty Jannetty gave Shawn that work, and it led to their breakup. But Shawn got his big break in 1992, because you got to remember, Marty Jannetty was on the shelf until the Royal Rumble in 1993. Shawn Michaels went on to defeat the British Bulldog to become the Intercontinental Champion. So y'all remember, I think Shawn Michaels came that November, that August, British Bulldog got his shine in front of the home crowd. We hit Bret with the roll up 1, 2, 3. When Bret said it was more about him than it was for Bulldog, because Bret wanted to show Vince he'd be the main event guy. But so by the early to mid 90s, these two guys was the faces, to come, or whatever, was the faces of WWE moving on from the 80s, where it was the Hulkamania what Hulkamania was now. They was moving on from Hulkamania now. It was the new generation. So, speed it up a little bit. Now, the lead up to WrestleMania 12 was the lead up to WrestleMania 12 to this point. 1995, 1996. By 95, HBK and the Hitman was the top 2 stars in the company, and both of them had good years and decent years. HBK had a great year where he won the Royal Rumble. He main evented WrestleMania, defeated Jeff Jarrett In Your House for the Intercontinental Championship. He also got his revenge against Razor Ramon in a ladder match at SummerSlam for the Intercontinental title. And at one point, he became a W champion with his homeboy Diesel when they won the tag team titles from Yokozuna and Owen Hart. Now, to the Hitman 95. It was kind of decent mid-card-ish, you know. But he was still Bret Hart, but it was just like you went in the title picture. The Hitman Hart had a decent year. It was, like I said, it was more of a mid-card year. He had lost to Diesel for the WWE title championship at the Royal Rumble. It was like by a DQ because Owen Hart, they were still beefing. Then he defeated Bob Backlund in an I Quit match at WrestleMania 11 because he got it back in blood when Bob Backlund had him in a crossface chicken wing for 20 minutes, even making his mama cry. Like I said it again, Helen was crying. Damn. Poor Helen. Y'all remember the episode. And then he defeated Hakushi at In Your House too. And then he had that kind of weird feud with Jerry the King Lawler Kiss My Feet match. I don't know who came up with that match. Okay. Anyway. Then he defeated Isaac Yankem, who was Kane, at SummerSlam in a steel cage match on Raw. But Bret did finish strong by the end of 1995 when he became WWE Champion at Survivor Series, which led to the 1996. Also, he had a title defense in a bloody match In Your House against the British Bulldog, where British Bulldog would just bleed all everywhere. I think that was real blood. And I ain't talking about the ones in LA. I ain't got time for that. One Love. Because they real too now. Let's get this straight. I don't play the game bang stuff. But what I'm saying is my boy was bleeding. Alright. So, that lead us to 1996, the Royal Rumble. Bret Hart had defeated The Undertaker at the Royal Rumble for the WWE Championship thanks to Diesel for screwing The Undertaker. And at that time, like I said, in a while back, fans were starting to get tired of Bret Hart. They were trying to move on and do other stuff. They were just like, all right, man, we're getting tired of Bret. We in that thug life, Tupac, rock and roll taking over. You know, so you got Rage Against the Machine. We getting tired of the bad guy. I mean, we getting tired of the fake good guy. High five. We need that real edge. We need edge. And I ain't talking about Adam Copeland, but you know what I mean. Then, later on that night, HBK became a 2-time Royal Rumble winner when he eliminated his homeboy Diesel. So the match was set. It was on. Then, of course, In Your House, 1996. Both guys had a difficult road to get to the main event, where you had Shawn had to put his WrestleMania spot on the line to Owen Hart after Owen Hart gave him the damn spin kick move and gave Shawn the concussion a while back, and Shawn won it back in blood. Then, of course, you had Bret Hart and Diesel in the rematch in the steel cage, and Bret Hart won thanks to Diesel and retained the WWE Championship. This is where Undertaker put Bret Hart in check, according to Kevin Nash, because Bret Hart was crying about his spot in the match, and Undertaker gave him that 2-piece and put him in a check. Imagine the man, Undertaker, big dog, shut the fuck up. From what Diesel saying, they were trying to build their match together, but Bret Hart was just worried about his shine. You think Bret Hart responded to the Undertaker? Hell no. So, with that being said, now it's officially on. We're on the road to WrestleMania 12. They was interviewed by Vince, showing respect to each other. They both had training videos built towards the match. And the match was booked where the Iron Man booked, but the OGs was down them. They didn't think they could pull it off. They didn't think the fans was going to like it. Then, of course, the match happened. Where you had incredible interest and stuff like that. First, you had the infamous promo leading to the match. Leading into the promo, both top guys. Then, of course, both wanted to be the best. Then, of course, both guys made their entrance. Then the bell ring. Then, of course, the match started off. I'm just putting key parts of the match. We're at the 28-minute mark of the match, or 30-minute mark at the time, whatever I screenshotted. Shawn Michaels super kicked the bell ringer. Because there was a lot of technical wrestling minutes towards the match, and it was times where they built it up. Then minutes after that, Shawn Michaels hit the dive over the top rope. Then, as the match was starting getting good and got closer to the match, Bret went for the sharpshooter. But HBK didn't tap out. Bret thought he retained the belt, so he thought. Gorilla Monsoon came back out, restarted the match. He said sudden death rules. Bret was pissed, mad as hell. Now what you mean start back over? Hey man, the match don't change. But Gorilla Monsoon said it must be a winner. Roddy Piper at the time said it must be a winner. Hell, Roddy Piper got through competing that night against Goldust. Scott Hall got suspended or something, and it will be Scott Hall versus it will be Razor Ramon versus Goldust again. But yeah, so the sudden death began. HBK super kicked Bret Hart the first time. Okay, then Bret trying to recover. Oh man, I'm fucked up in the head. Shawn Michaels got him again. 1, 2, 3. Peace out. Shawn Michaels, new WWE champion. And allegedly at this time, this is when Bret Hart said, when he was walking toward the ropes, Shawn, he said something to Shawn. Shawn said, "Get the fuck out of my ring." Damn. Whew. Both guys had different 1996 where, Bret took 6 months off to do acting and all that. Shawn Michaels had the curtain call scandal, but he didn't get punished. He was the champion. Kevin Nash and Scott Hall was leaving, and Triple H got punished. But he did have a decent title right now. At that point, he defeated Diesel, British Bulldog, Vader. Even called Vader stupid in the SummerSlam match. Because Vader didn't do a stunt wrong or something. Something didn't go right. Until he lost to Sid Vicious in Survivor Series 1996, where he hit the Jose Lothario with the camera on his chest. Where they thought Jose Lothario had a heart attack. And Shawn was just cussing everybody out. He didn't give a fuck about the match. There you go. Now, my next thing I want to talk about, the Mega Powers. And I ain't talking about Rocket Power, no Takeoff, or no Auto Rocket, but Mega Power. Where you got, was like brothers at one point, Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. Because you gotta remember, Savage did hate that motherfucker. He even had a rap song called Be a Man. I never heard it, but I'm pretty sure it was funny. Macho Man trying to rap, that's funny. Sorry. Alright, so, by 1988, Hogan been WWE champion for almost 3.5 years. Until he lost to Andre the Giant on Saturday Night Main Event. But without controversy. Where Andre was on top of him, he kicked out, but the ref didn't see it. And then Andre the Giant sold the belt to the $1 Million Ted DiBiase. But it was upheld by Jack Tunney, and he vacated the belt. And they had a tournament at WrestleMania 4. Then everybody going through the brackets, all that. Then it was down to 2. DiBiase versus Savage. He got Andre in his corner. Macho got Liz in his corner. For now. So, the match happened. They ganging up on him. You know what I'm saying? The next thing you know, he told Liz, go to the back. She went to the back for a minute. A minute later, the Hulkster shows up. Then the 10:52 mark, within whatever, I think Andre tried to interfere in the match. Hogan went over to get Andre. Then he went back to the corner. But then the ref got distracted. Hogan got the steel chair. Wham! Dropped DiBiase. Savage down. He getting up. Oh, snap. He looked. Hit him with the elbow. Boom! 1, 2, 3. New WWE champion. Macho Man. Randy Savage. Whew. That was a great moment. So, in July 1988, the Mega Powers was born, where they fought the Mega Bucks, which was Andre the Giant and Ted DiBiase. Defeated them at SummerSlam. And they was the lone survivors at Survivor Series. But then, by 1989, tension started getting between the two. They tried to clear things up on the Brother Love show. That they shook hands and everything seemed cool. But then by the Royal Rumble 1990, 89, Hulk Hogan accidentally eliminated Randy Savage. Then the fatal match happened with the Twin Towers. It was a point where Hakeem, which was one man gang, I never understood what they called it, man, Hakeem at all. Hakeem threw Randy Savage to Elizabeth. Then the Hulkster came out the ring, started checking on him, crying. You know, shit, I don't know what that was. We're going to get to that in a minute. But he checking on him, please. Then Macho Man looking crazy. What the fuck is this? What you doing, bro? Looking crazy, acting mad. Then Hogan carried her to the back. You know what I'm saying? To get help. He left Savage by himself. Savage was holding it down for a minute. Then they went back to commercial segment. Come on, Liz, please. He holding her hand like he boning her or smacking her ass or something. I don't know. I can see why the real tension happened at times. Like, he was holding her hand like that was his gal. Damn. Please, Liz, Randy didn't do it. He ain't mean to do it. He ain't mean to do it. Then Liz woke up. She said she good. The Hulkster returned to the ring. Then it happened. Hogan getting in the ring, fired up. He wanted Macho Man to get the tag. Slap. Left Hogan hanging as the Mega Powers. But the Mega Powers still got the dub. Got the win. Still got that shine in. Then the confrontation happened after the match. Hogan looking for Savage. Randy, where you at? What was that, dog? He pleading Liz and all that. He looking at Liz, what's going on. Then, you know, Savage argued with Liz for a minute before Hogan came back there. Him and Hulk got into it. You know, he was paranoid about Hulk's love for Liz. Then, you know, man, Randy got tired. Wham! Drop Hogan. Then from there, it was official. Hogan versus Savage. WrestleMania 5. Trump Towers. This one, yeah, we'll leave Trump alone. This ain't about that episode. But at Trump Towers. At Trump Towers, man. Then, of course, they had the infamous promo where Randy Savage hit Hogan. Hogan responded, I couldn't find the match. So, the match happened. Hulk Hogan defeated Randy Savage to win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 5. Cool. That was a good feud, but I can say there's a lot of personal history between them. So I can't get out all that. I'm trying to give you some stuff, because I got episodes lined up talking about that type of stuff. But if you know, you know. Hogan was kind of holding her hand a little bit close. I'm like, damn, Hogan, you tapping that ass, my boy? Let me know. I ain't mad at you. Get your shine on. But it's your homeboy. You can't do that. Shit, that's why Offset and Quavo got into it. Allegedly over a girl. My bad. Alright. The next subject I want to talk about. Stone Cold versus The Rock at WrestleMania 17. Now, previously at WrestleMania 15, Stone Cold won the first encounter against The Rock in Philadelphia for the WWE Championship. When Austin was a face, The Rock was a heel. But later on in the year 1999, Stone Cold was ran over by a car to have time off to get surgery on his neck. But while Austin was out, The Rock became the face in 2000, especially feuding with Triple H in the Faction, where he won multiple WWE championships. Then, of course, Austin, later the year in 2000, returned. Both guys entered the Royal Rumble, which featured Drew Carey and Kane record-breaking 12 eliminations at the time. You know what I'm saying? So, of course, the Royal Rumble started. You know what I'm saying? I think Brooklyn Buchanan and Jeff Hardy was first two guys in. Then, of course, a couple of minutes later, Drew Carey entered the Royal Rumble. That was a wasted spot, man. Somebody else could have got that, bro. The man didn't even do nothing. He didn't even poke Kane, touch Kane, beg Kane. He ain't do nothing. So, speaking of Kane, Kane entered the Royal Rumble. Man, that Kane, that was cold right there. That 2001 Kane, shoot. That boy, that was cold. He entered the Royal Rumble. Drew McIntyre, I ain't gonna say no, Drew McIntyre. Drew Carey got his butt up out of there. Then, of course, the infamous Country Man, the highest rated Intercontinental Champion before Gunther broke the record, Honky Tonk Man came in trying to sing the Kane. Kane destroyed my boy with the guitar. Then, you know, 30, 40 seconds later, the crowd popped. It was the People's Champ, The Rock. Fans going crazy, screaming, ah. Then 23 minutes later, down the road, the Big Show returned in dominant fashion, giving everybody the choke slam, except The Rock. The Rock eliminated the Big Show. Big Show getting fired up, clearing the announce table. Then next thing you know, Big Show choke slammed The Rock. Wham! Drop him. Then, of course, a minute or two later, the Dead Man entered the ring while Kane standing in the ring from dominating everybody. This was the rumors around the time, was they getting back together to be the Brothers of Destruction, which they did, of course. Then, The Rock recovered from the choke slam. As he started recovering from the choke slam. Next thing you know, Stone Cold entered the Royal Rumble. As he entered the Royal Rumble, he get attacked by Triple H from behind, from costing Triple H the championship against Kurt Angle at the Royal Rumble. That night, he made Austin bleed. Then all of a sudden, The Rock came back in. Then, as you know, number 30 entered. Rikishi came back in. Austin was walking. Then Austin started bleeding, fired on Rikishi, threw him back in the ring. Then it was down to 6. I just think Austin didn't. To be honest with you, I don't think Austin liked to come in number 15, number 12. Austin always had a high number in the Royal Rumble. If you ever noticed it, since 97, Stone Cold always had a slick high number in the Royal Rumble. I believe Stone Cold was not a fan of the Royal Rumble match itself. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? I'm loving this episode, actually. Then, of course, minutes later, Rikishi super kick Undertaker over the top rope. Then The Rock eliminated Rikishi. Stone Cold eliminated the One, Billy Gunn. Then they had the iconic moment leading to the main event tease. Rock, Austin, face to face, battling. Then, of course, Stone Cold was going for the slam. Eliminated The Rock. He eliminated The Rock. Then we down to 2. Kane, Austin. Who going to WrestleMania? Austin won the Royal Rumble and goes to WrestleMania. But now, that leaves The Rock. What we gonna do? No Way Out 2001. Austin went on to face Triple H in a 3 Stages of Hell match. But they had a stipulation before the match. That they couldn't touch each other. They was on probation. They had segments where both guys signed the contract. But Triple H fake signed the contract and attacked Austin and left him in the middle of the ring after a pedigree. Because the stipulation was Austin wasn't going to be the man event WrestleMania and Triple H was going to be suspended for 6 months. It was bothering both guys for weeks, where you had Stephanie slap Austin, Stone Cold got it back in blood, gave Stephanie the stunner, Triple H checked JR, and I think Stone Cold had the fast count on Triple H doing the WWE title match. But at the end of the day, they had the match, but Triple H got 2 straight falls on Stone Cold. As for The Rock, he challenged Kurt Angle for the WWE Championship and became WWE Champion. So it was official. It was Austin versus Rock at WrestleMania main event. WrestleMania 17. Now, on the road to WrestleMania 17, they had, of course, the famous "Stay Healthy." Then The Rock came back, "Get ready." Then they had Stir Down. Then, later on that night, The Rock was in a triple threat match versus Big Show and Kurt Angle for the Hardcore Championship. Okay. But at one point, he was outnumbered. They trained Kurt Angle. They started beating him up. Then minutes later, Kurt Angle put my boy The Rock in the ankle lock. Then Austin made the save. They locked eyes. Then the next time they seen each other on SmackDown, Kurt Angle was talking about, "I will both their ass. I want to challenge one of them. I don't care who it is." And this is when The Rock was saying, "Me and Stone Cold got something you don't got, a date with Destiny." And then when Vince McMahon came out and did Rico versus The Rock for the WWE title, and Angle versus Stone Cold. And The Rock was on commentator doing Stone Cold match when The Rock was getting ready for the rock bottom, but Austin thought smart. Then, of course, we had the Triple H segment where he felt disrespected, and he was getting tired of them talking about these are the 2 most dominant men in WWE. He felt like he was the dominant one. He said, "I've been whooping both of their ass." So he called out Stone Cold. Stone Cold came out. It's up. Kurt Angle started. I don't even think Kurt Angle cared about Triple H. Like JR said, it was a free fall. The Rock made the save. Then they added Deborah in the picture to be the Rock manager. Then, of course, they had an infamous handicap match where The Rock managed to beat Rikishi and Haku. The Rock won. Rikishi laid out The Rock. Deborah was about to get the stink face. Austin made the save, where she stayed with The Rock, and you remember the famous Titantron scene. Austin was displeased. "What the hell are you doing? I'm your husband, not this dude." Then, of course, the warning. Of course, you remember he had the face-to-face with Kurt Angle. "If my wife get touched, I'm whooping your ass." Then, he won The Rock. "If someone's to happen to Deborah, I'm going to whoop your ass." Then the Angle and Rock was booked. Rock wins the match. But at this moment, Kurt was messed up. At that moment, Kurt knew he messed up. My bad. When he put Deborah in the ankle lock. And Stone Cold whipped Kurt Angle ass, throw him over the ropes. He did exactly what he said he was going to do. Stun him. Then, of course, on the episode of SmackDown, I think Stone Cold had a match with Angle again. Was it Angle? No, one of them, Angle. Stone Cold tried to get in the ring. Stone Cold stunned The Rock in 1 week. Again. Then, of course, the week later, The Rock got it back in blood. He gave Austin a rock bottom. Then the week after next, he gave Stone Cold his own move, a stunner. Then the final leading up to that, they had a face-to-face confrontation. Then they brawled. Then, of course, the match happened. Rock and Austin. Rock came out first. Stone Cold. At the moment the bell ring, it's on. Shit, The Rock, man, Stone Cold. Shoot, he hit, man. 5 minutes into the match, Stone Cold hit The Rock with the bell. Then at that point, Stone Cold was dominating. Stone Cold was dominating. Stone Cold was dominating. So, with that being said, Stone Cold was dominating. Then at one point, The Rock got back in the game. Then the next minute, The Rock hit Stone Cold with the bell. Then, a couple of minutes later, Stone Cold hit The Rock with the video monitor. That we should have known Austin was turning heel. Then all of a sudden, the next minute, The Rock hit Austin with the stunner. Then all of a sudden, a familiar op of Stone Cold came to the ring. It was no other than the man himself, Vince McMahon. Then all of a sudden, The Rock was going for the people's elbow. Vince pulled the referee out the ring, stopped the pin. Then all of a sudden, Austin rock bottomed Dwayne. Austin asked Vince for a chair. Vince hit Rock with a chair. Rock kick out. Then next thing you know, The Rock bottom to Austin. Then the next thing you know, The Rock couldn't stay down. Then Stone Cold went stupid crazy with the chair. Annihilated The Rock. Next thing you know, Stone Cold a new WWE champion, and the alliance was set. Especially the next night when Triple H joined the party. So my next faction, hold on guys. Alright, we in the game. Alright. So, the next gen I want to talk about is Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, WrestleMania 9 and 10. So, by 1992, like I said, Bret Hart was a grand champion and had all three major belts in the company by defeating Ric Flair. But after that, he made many title defenses versus Papa Shango, Shawn Michaels himself, in Survivor Series, the Mountie, the Berserker. Then you had the young, up-and-coming Yokozuna, where he debuted on October 31st, 1992, where he just been dominating. But then Royal Rumble 1993 came. Bret Hart defeated tough challenger Razor Ramon for the WWE title. He retained the title, while Yokozuna had won the Royal Rumble by eliminating Randy Savage. Then the build towards Yokozuna. They had the contract signing where Yokozuna just laid Bret ass out. Bret was finished. Then they did the promo before WrestleMania 9. Then, you know what I'm saying? So, they did that. Then WrestleMania 9 main event happened. Yokozuna had defeated Bret Hart for the WWE title, thanks to Mr. Fuji for throwing powder in the Hitman's face when he was trying to go for the sharpshooter. Then, of course, Hulk Hogan stole both of them guys' shine and became champion again. Then it leads me up to King of the Ring 1993. Bret went on and became the King of the Ring in 1993 by defeating Mr. Perfect, Razor Ramon, and Bam Bam Bigelow. While Yokozuna had regained his WWE title from Hulk Hogan, thanks to the photographer with the flashing faint flames. Moving towards SummerSlam 1993. Bret Hart was in a feud with Jerry King Lawler, but that's because Jerry King Lawler had attacked them post King of the Ring celebration. The Kings even Jerry King Lawler even teased Bret Hart's parents at one point how old they are, but he was replaced by the great Dunk the Clown at SummerSlam in a classic match that Bret Hart won. While Yokozuna had started feuding with Lex Luger because Vince McMahon was trying to make Lex Luger his next Hulk Hogan. So they had the contract signing. Luger versus Yoko was officially booked, but Luger won the match for the WWE title, except it was on a count out. Then that leads me to 1994. Bret, by this time, had tension with his younger brother, Owen Hart. So, they had a tag team title match versus the Quebecers for the WWE tag team titles, where the Quebecers had regained the title. This is when Owen Hart betrayed his brother because he was getting tired of being in Bret Hart's shadow and getting all the shine. And meanwhile, Yokozuna had defended his title versus The Undertaker in a casket match, where, leading segments to that, Undertaker challenged Yokozuna. You know what I'm saying? He built a casket for Yokozuna. Then they had the match. Yoko wins the match thanks to 10 other WWE superstars jumping the dead man and putting him in the casket. But later on that night, Bret Hart entered the Royal Rumble with a hurt leg and tied with Lex Luger as the winners of the Royal Rumble. So both guys went to WrestleMania. They lead me to my point. They had a coin toss where Luger got the first crack at Yokozuna. Luger lost. But now I say Luger lost, yeah. So, Bret Hart had faced Owen Hart in the opening match where Owen Hart got the shocking upset at his brother's expense. Lex Luger and Yoko, with Lex Luger versus Yokozuna for the WWE title, where Yoko retained the title. Then it was Bret's turn. You know what I'm saying? Yokozuna started off with an attack. Bret made a little comeback towards the match. Yokozuna at one point was getting ready for the win, but he collapsed, folded back. Bret Hart capitalized, got the pin. 1, 2, 3. Bret Hart was the new WWE champion. This we had the iconic look of Owen Hart in disbelief, like, damn, I beat you, and now you shining again. You stole my shine. It's about you. And he got it back in blood. Damn. Those were some good facts. Put on these screenshots in here, y'all. So, this leads me to my last subject and the last main event. The Family Dynasty. Cody Rhodes versus my main man, Roman Reigns. Both guys came from family dynasties. Both struggled to get to where they are today. Cody Rhodes, who's the son of Dusty Rhodes and brother of Dustin Rhodes, who broke into the business in 2007, where he had a lot of ups and downs, where he formed legacy with Randy Orton. He was Masked Cody Rhodes. He became multiple-time Intercontinental Champion. He was Team Rhodes Scholar. But in 2015, he left with no notice, no nothing. He left the company for creative differences and went on a different route on the independent scene. He went to Ring of Honor, where he fought Jay Lethal, Nick Aldis, Dalton Castle, Christopher Daniels, and Kenny Omega. He even joined the Bullet Club. 2019, him and the Elite had formed All Elite Wrestling, where they made stars of MJF, The Acclaim, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, who was suspended for the Jeff Hardy, and many other young talent. Even they brought legends in where Edge, Chris Jericho, Edge came out, they left, but you get the point. Chris Jericho, FTR, Sting, Jon Moxley. But in 2002, Cody Rhodes left the company that he built for creative differences and because he couldn't get over it. But he made an impact while he was there, where he feuded with Sammy Guevara, Chris Jericho, Malachi Black. You know what I'm saying? his brother Dustin Rhodes, Darby Allin, Andrade. Even had a match with Shaq. And of course, Brody Lee, who he put over before he passed. And I can't forget that he destroyed the Triple H King of Kings throne. But in 2022, Cody was the hottest free agent, and buzz and rumors was around that he's coming home to WWE. And the rumors was true, where he returned at WrestleMania and defeated Seth Rollins. This one, him and Seth Rollins had real heat because, you know, Seth Rollins bleed WWE. He had died and bleed WWE. And they went on to have 3 classic matches at WrestleMania, Backlash, and of course the infamous Hell in a Cell, where Cody had torn his tricep and was out for months. But 2023, he entered the Royal Rumble at number 30. He eliminated Gunther and won the Royal Rumble. Then, of course, you got the champion. What can I say? The tribal chief. Where in his family, it's the Wild Samoans, The Rock, Yokozuna, the Usos, Rikishi, and many more. He started at FCW and it was money from the start. In 2012, him and The Shield debuted as a Survivor Series, destroying Ryback in the triple threat match with CM Punk, Cena, and Ryback. And like many others after that, Cena got destroyed. Randy Orton, Sheamus, Daniel Bryan, Kane, Mark Henry, and even the dead man himself, The Undertaker. But by 2014, they broke up and Roman Reigns became a star. Except the company was trying to force him to be the face of the company, and the fans, we wasn't feeling it. But 6 years later, in 2020, he became the tribal chief and formed his own family dynasty, which featured Paul Heyman, the Usos, Sami Zayn, Solo. And he went on to have a historic run as WWE champion, where he defeated Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, Edge, Daniel Bryan, John Cena, Brock Lesnar, Cesaro. And now they have come face to face where they had the infamous Raw segment. Cody Rhodes was saying the sun is going to go down on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns brought up Dusty and how many title shots, how many main events he ever been in, or how many WWE titles he ever had. Then the lead up to the match. Both guys get introduced. The tribal chief told the fans in LA, acknowledge him. The stirs off happened. They going back and forth. At one point, Roman Reigns had a dangerous counter on Cody Rhodes. Then of course they went to the outside, body slam Cody on the ramp. Then Cody, a couple of seconds later, he body slammed Roman Reigns on the ramp. Solo got involved, but he hit him with the steel chair to the ribs. Then minutes later, Cody Rhodes got the backdrop on Reigns. Then he went for the Cody cutter. Roman kicks out. Then Cody went back outside the ring. Solo got Cody belt, hit him with the belt. Referee heard it, banned Solo from ringside. Then Cody Rhodes hit the crossroads. 1, 2. Tribal Chief kicks out. Minutes later, Roman Reigns go for a pin. Cody kick out. Then minutes later, Cody hit him with the pedigree. Roman Reigns kicked out. Then Roman Reigns went for a Superman punch. Kicked out. Then the Usos interfered at one point. You know, Sami Zayn them came out. Cody Rhodes started going for that crossroads, getting fired up. I forgot. Roman speared him at one point. Then he kicked out. Then Cody Rhodes got fired up. Went for 3 crossroads. Solo came back with the black hoodie. Spike. Peace. Roman Reigns got it back in blood. 1, 2, 3. Everybody was shocked. We thought this was the year Roman Reigns was going to lose. But he didn't. But with that being said, y'all, I love y'all. I love recording this episode. So, breaking news, that Vince McMahon episode might be next, because I got so many facts and so many cases on this man. It's crazy. So that might be next. But I want to say, hey, I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'm out. Peace.
Just let me talk my shit.